Hey everyone, Misha Tale for Black Street TV. We're here in Hollywood for the world premiere of Total Recall, a movie where the line between fantasy and reality gets a little blurred. We got a chance to speak with the celebrities on the carpet and ask them who they would be if they sat in that chair. Keep it locked right here. What's more intimidating, doing a remake or an original film to you?
They're both really, just try and tell a good story is really tricky. You know, there's so many contributing factors before and after the fact, before the shoot, during the shoot, after the shoot, and editing, music, style of cinematography, the performance of the script. So many things at play, you know. So, I mean, there is the added thing with remakes that you're in the shadow of something that went before you, and if it's a remake, the chances are somebody probably loved the thing that was made before. They usually don't make remakes of really bad films. So there's that, but that's not really where I lived. You know, once you go to work, you're just focusing on doing a good job.
The most challenging thing for me was that I had 4 days between this movie and the last movie that I did, so trying to learn the very complicated fight choreography very quickly was a bit scary.
You know, we're at Man's Chinese, which is classic Hollywood. It's exciting. I mean, it's a little nerve-wracking, of course. We're showing the film for the first time, so it's a bit of butterflies, but it's good.
What do you imagine the world to be like in like 30 years, the future?
What do I imagine the world to be like in 30 years? Wow, I think we're at a crossroads right now. It could go either way. That's the thing. On the one hand, I mean, if we don't get this environmental thing going, something as simple as clean water is going to be what wars are fought over. And gas and oil, the need for them are going to spiral so out of control that's going to be another source of war, and it's going to be bad.
What elements did you decide? How was that process deciding both? Like what to keep from the first one and then the second one?
Okay. The first one, both were Phil Dick stories. Understand that they were inspired by a Phil Dick story, the same story. But when we did a remake, I didn't want to repeat myself. So I said, okay, how can we make this one so it's fun, not just making the same movie? So we came up with the idea, let's do this one more chilling, more Hitchcock, and less fun and less comic book. So they have a totally different tone. But the story structure remains the same, but the tone is totally different, and we didn't have CGI because it was in infancy in 1990. So now we could create a whole vast universe for the new city, and it looks like a different movie because it's thousands of... Couldn't do thousands of years in the future. Now we can do whatever future you want. Flying cars, whatever year you say it is. We couldn't do that in the first one. We didn't have the technology.
I want you to ask me something you ain't asked nobody else.
All right. Well, okay, how about this? Okay. So, you know the movie, right? You remember the original?
Uh-huh.
You remember it?
Yeah,
okay.
Arnold Schwarzenegger,
all right.
Sharon Stone.
There was a part in there with 3 titties.
Right.
You remember that, right?
Do I remember? Yeah, it was on my wall for like 3 years.
Okay. So do you think she should have 4 this time?
I remember? No, 3 is the perfect number of titties.
Okay.
If you gonna have more than 2, 3. Because once you go 4, then it's like, you know, you got, you know, then what else? You know, you can't, you know what I'm saying? Well, I don't want to get all graphic. But like, you know, then you got 4, you got, I don't know. So yeah, 3 titties.